We have had a very eventful last few days in Kenyan politics. There is so much which has happened. Hey, I don't even know where to start. But I think top on the agenda has to be the Thika meeting. Raila Odinga's major rally in Thika. Now, many Kenyans don't know this, but Thika is a very strange place historically in Kenya. They used to say in the old days that Thika ni mahali watu wanazika vitu, where people bury things, usually referring to stolen property. In fact, decades ago, there was a very huge racket of stolen cars and spare parts, which was headquartered at Thika. Bottom line, Thika spiritually is a mysterious town. Very mysterious. Now, Raila Odinga's meeting at Thika, if we are to follow that train of thought of mystery, Raila Odinga's rally at Thika ended, and then there was rain. Fairly heavy rain. In sharp contrast to Kalonzo Musyoka's meeting at his Yatta home, where a snake, yes, you heard me correctly, disrupted the meeting. What? What does all this mean? Now, many people don't like this, what I'm about to say. Many people have always said, Chris, stick to politics. When you bring these spiritual manenos, Chris, just stick to politics. Well, most people don't understand that without the spiritual aspect, I'm not able to analyze politics, because I always start with the spiritual. I believe that's the reason why I have a reputation for being right. It's not me. It's not anything special. The secret is start with the spiritual. Because things happen in the spiritual realm before they happen in the natural. Now, we all know that rain is a sign of blessing. And we all know that for a snake to appear in a crowd is abnormal. Snakes are very sensitive to vibration. That is why, for instance, you'll not find any snakes anywhere near a railway track, or anywhere near a busy road. They avoid vibrations. They avoid people. So for a snake to disrupt a meeting, to be killed bang in the middle of a meeting that is going on, that defies the laws of nature, and therefore must have other connotations. Hiyo ni mambo ya uganga na uchawi, mambo ya shetani ibilisi. That's what it really is. Anyway, let's finish off with Thika first. In my view, the meeting in Thika confirmed that Mount Kenya region in 2022, unless something changes, because politics is very fluid, you don't know what will happen tomorrow or next week. But if elections were held today, Raila Odinga would sweep the Mount Kenya region. Now I hear people talking about percentages, and they're puzzling me. I'm hearing people talk about 35%, or Raila is going to get 40%. Some are saying he's going to get 60%. Some are saying no, William Samoei Ruto is going to get 70%. And I'm wondering what they're talking about. You see, Going by voting patterns of the Mount Kenya region, led by the House of Mumbi, we know that in all elections, even before independence, the Mount Kenya region has voted very consistently. The Mount Kenya region has always voted for one candidate. They have always voted overwhelmingly for one particular candidate. Mount Kenya region has never split the votes. Now, I know many of you are not convinced. Let's look at 2002. 2002 was a very interesting year because we had two candidates from the House of Mumbi, Uhuru Kenyatta of KANU and Mwai Kibaki of the National Rainbow Coalition. Most analysts predicted that the votes would go 50-50. Some said because Kiambu is vote rich, and Uhuru Kenyatta hails from Kiambu, Uhuru Kenyatta would have an edge in the Mount Kenya region. And they're even more convincing because they told us the late Karume Njenga, who carried a lot of sway in Kiambu and beyond, would assist Uhuru Kenyatta to beat Mwai Kibaki, if nowhere else, in Central Province and the Mount Kenya region. Well, let's look at the results. Uhuru Kenyatta obtained 27.4% of the vote, and Mwai Kibaki obtained 71.8% of the vote. Now. If the vote was not split in 2002, because Mwai Kibaki got over 70%, will it be split in 2022 for the first time in history? I don't think so. So in my view, and I know many analysts will not agree, but that's just my view. In my view, one of the two candidates will get Mount Kenya. There'll be no splitting of votes. Either Raila Odinga will get a majority of the votes, over 70%, or William Samoei Ruto will get majority of the votes, over 70%. We should not expect anything other than that. Okay? The Thika rally was most interesting because apart from the crowds, the huge mammoth crowd, and the blue colors of Azimio la Umoja, note very carefully, no orange colors anywhere, no ODM banners anywhere. It was just blue, and a bit of red for Jubilee. Based on that observation, I think we can confidently predict that the Mount Kenya region in 2022 will be all blue and a bit of red. No yellow. Of course, you can always strongly disagree with what I'm saying, but let's wait and see. Now, I think it is useful for us to understand why the House of Mumbi votes the way it does. The reason is historical, and it has to do with something called survival. You see, out of all the communities in Kenya, the House of Mumbi has gone through the most challenges. Out of all communities in Kenya, no other community has had to survive through very great odds more than the House of Mumbi. You see, when the colonialists came, took over the country, they quickly realized that the Kikuyu community were no pushover. And remember, most of the land they took over, most of the prime land, belonged to the Kikuyu. Bottom line, the Kikuyu had to find a way to survive. And this is in their DNA and will always be reflected in their voting. And therefore Mount Kenya will vote as always to survive. Which particular candidate is best for the survival of the Kikuyu community and the Mount Kenya region in general? When you answer that question, you will know the candidate who will get the most votes in August 2022 Yeah, no guesswork. Now, very quickly before I go, my latest weekly intelligence briefings number 72 is out. Yeah, and includes some very sensitive information about an alleged assassination attempt on one of the two major presidential candidates. Yeah, you can see details on your screen on how to get that particular WIB. Send a blank email, you'll receive an automated response giving you full payment details in case you're not a member. Yeah, same payment details are repeated in the description area below this video on YouTube. But I trust, yeah, that all members of WIB have been able to take in this video. Yeah, and I'm sure they'll agree with me. Moto kuliko pasi ya makaa. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.